Ezra stands in the vast realm of the world between worlds. Countless portals shimmer before him, each leading to a different time and place. He gazes at the familiar portal to Ahsoka, but his attention is drawn to a new one, radiating an eerie glow. Ezra says to himself, "This one feels different." He steps closer and peers through the portal. A serene scene unfolds, a young couple, the woman pregnant, standing in a peaceful meadow. As Ezra watches, a dark shadow looms over them. Ezra sensed a great evil in her womb. As he is about to ask Ahsoka what she thought, Palpatine opened a portal to try and capture both of them. It then clicks for Ezra, this was Palpatine's mother. A sadistic idea then popped into his head. Ezra freezes in front of the portal in shock. Ahsoka, appearing beside him, asks Ezra, "What is it?" Ezra, hesitantly, tells Ahsoka that he thinks he found a way to end this. Ahsoka's eyes widen in concern. "What do you mean?" she asks. Ezra, pointing at the portal. If I kill the child, we could prevent the rise of the Empire." Ahsoka is surprised Ezra would think of such a thing, tells Ezra that's not the Jedi way. That they cannot kill an innocent life, no matter the circumstances. Ezra in a desperate voice says, "But what if that innocent life will grow up to cause untold suffering? He's the Sith Lord that caused all the suffering." Ezra's resolve wavers. He knows Ahsoka is right, but the temptation is overwhelming. He sees the countless lives that could be saved if he takes this drastic action. Before he can decide, Palpatine's sinister laughter echoes through the realm. The Dark Lord is closing in. Ezra, to Ahsoka, "We don't have time to debate. Trust me." With a heavy heart, Ezra reaches out through the Force and strikes the unborn child. A wave of pain ripples through the Force. Palpatine's laughter cuts short. The Dark Lord disappears, his plans foiled. Ahsoka in a weakening voice says, "Ezra, what have you done?" Ezra turns to face her, his eyes filled with a mix of relief and dread. As he goes to look at her, he sees nothing. A feeling of regret washes over him. He knows he has changed the course of galactic history, but at what cost? Ezra sees the portal back to Lothal, so he takes it. Ezra emerges from the world between worlds, back on Lothal. But something is wrong. The familiar landscape is gone, replaced by a barren wasteland. The planet's moon is missing, replaced by a mysterious grey object. Ezra is confused. What happened? He looks around, searching for any sign of life. The once bustling planet is now a desolate graveyard. Ezra thinks to himself that he must have made a grave mistake. He turns to the portal, hoping to find a way to undo his actions. But the portal is gone, leaving only a void of nothingness. Ezra wanders for days. Before he is ready to give up, he slowly sees life return as if he was in a big blast zone. He finds a camp and asks the people what happened. They look at him puzzled and ask how he survived, and Ezra told them he does not remember anything. They explained that the city of Lothal was forming a rebellion against the Empire, so they made an example out of the city by sending a huge blast destroying nearly half the planet, with the rest of the planet slowly dying off as it is causing massive climate change. They ask Ezra if he would like to go with them to Tatooine, which is where they are stopping at to meet up with family. Ezra agrees, hoping to find Kenobi there. Ezra finds himself on Tatooine, searching for Obi-Wan Kenobi. He arrives at the familiar hut, but instead of Kenobi, he finds Yoda. Yoda, looking at Ezra with concern, says, "A Jedi you are, but lost you seem. Master Yoda, I need your help. I've done something terrible," he says. Ezra explains his actions in the world between worlds. Yoda listens intently, his face etched with sorrow. "A grave mistake you have made, young one. The Force is a delicate balance. To disrupt it so drastically has had dire consequences," Yoda says. Yoda reveals that the Empire still exists, but under the leadership of a new Sith Lord named Darth Plagueis, the Eternal Emperor. Obi-Wan has been killed, and Anakin Skywalker has fallen to the dark side. Ezra is shocked. How could this have happened? The Force is unpredictable. Your actions may have prevented one tragedy, but they have created another, he says. Ezra asks why he is on this planet and Yoda tells Ezra about Galen Marek, a young Jedi who is the galaxy's last hope. Ezra agrees to join Yoda and train Galen, hoping to redeem himself and help restore balance to the Force. He tells Ezra that he has been watching over him and will train him as he is their last hope. Yoda asks Ezra to help him and Ezra agrees, hoping to make up for what he has caused. Years have passed. Ezra and Yoda have trained Galen Marek, who has become a powerful Jedi Knight. Yoda had passed away some time later due to old age and had told them to find and join the Rebel Alliance. They joined the Rebel Alliance, who is larger than in the original timeline because the Empire was more ruthless. Ezra asks Galen, "Are you ready?" "Today is the day." Galen, nodding, says, "I'm ready." The Rebel fleet prepares to attack the Empire's new superweapon, the Death Star. Ezra and Galen are part of the boarding party, tasked with planting explosives in the reactor core. You see, the Death Star does not have a flaw in its design in this timeline, as Plagueis was overseeing the project and made sure no such flaw surfaced. At the Death Star, the Rebel fighters swoop down on the Death Star, engaging in a fierce battle. Ezra and Galen make their way through the station, dodging laser fire and Imperial stormtroopers. They reach the reactor core, where they are confronted by Darth Vader, who was not injured and is at full potential, and Darth Plagueis. Ezra takes on Vader while Galen takes on Plagueis. A lightsaber duel ensues, the clash. Neither side seems to be able to get the upper hand. Plagueis in her exhausted voice says, "You cannot defeat me, young Jedi." Galen smirks, "We'll see about that." Galen unleashes a flurry of attacks, his force powers enhancing his strength and speed. Plagueis is pushed back, surprised by the speed of his attacks. It turns out that Galen is using the lightsaber-formed VA-pad to deflect his dark side powers back at him. Eventually Galen lands a hit on Plagueis, seeing his body slump to the ground. He looks over to Ezra to see him struggling, and as he is about to fall, Galen then teams up with him. Vader singles out Ezra and ends up landing a hit on him. Ezra's body falls to the ground. Using the Force, Galen grabs Ezra's lightsaber and uses all his power to slash at Vader. A deadlock ensues where no side is getting any upper hand. The duel has been going on for hours now, and Galen, using VA-pad, has begun to take its toll on Vader, who now is weakening. Vader speeds back and uses a massive wave of Force lightning in a last-ditch attempt for his life. Galen responds by absorbing it all and walking closer to Vader. He then unleashes it at him. Vader screams in pain, but only for seconds, as he is disintegrated into nothing. Galen runs to Ezra, who is barely hanging on. He tells Galen he's sorry for all of this and everything is his fault. Galen tries to comfort him, but Ezra succumbs to his injuries. Galen goes to plant the explosives and then leaves. Back at the Rebel base, the Rebel fleet celebrates their victory. The Death Star has been destroyed, a major blow to the Empire. However, at what cost? Ezra was dead and the Dark Lord of the Sith, Plagueis, was still out there. He had another body just in case his was to damage to repair with his midichlorian manipulation. He was on Exegol while his new body needed 40 years to repair itself. He would use this to make a comeback and become the Sith Ari. Do you want a part 2? Make sure to comment down below any criticisms you may have had, as this is my first fanfic. Leave any scenarios you would want me to cover. They can be as simple or as wild as you want. I will try and cover them.